Iconic country singer LeAnn Rimes burst onto the music scene at the tender age of 13 with her cover of Bill Mack's Blue. Sporting a unique yet powerful voice, she became an admirable spectacle. Rimes is now entering her fourth decade in music with 10 studio albums and over 37 million records sold under her belt. Her career has been a fast-paced whirlwind and shows no signs of slowing. Born in Jackson, Mississippi, before relocating with her family to Garland, Texas, LeAnn Rimes was an only child. Yet her early years were anything but quiet. From the age of 2, Rimes was singing. The first place position of a talent competition at 5 years old followed, and her parents decided to sign her up for vocal classes. LeAnn Rimes first practiced her skill in the form of musical theater, where she featured in productions for the likes of Annie and A Christmas Carol. When she was allowed to make a television debut on Star Search, Rimes struck hearts of the public and presenter Ed McMahon. Other opportunities started to arise for LeAnn Rimes, which subsequently led to the decision of becoming a singer. Although only 9 at the time, she had the experience of touring alongside her father and opening local football games. Her father, Wilbur Rimes, was especially motivated to get his daughter into the music industry. His efforts resulted in her being signed to a music deal with Norva Jack at the age of 11. For the next 5 or so years, LeAnn Rimes released albums with the independent label until music industry expert Bill Mack discovered her talent. Here, Mack and Rimes worked together to propel her to the mainstream sphere. This was where her hit debut was born, Blue. LeAnn Rimes' debut studio album, Blue, was released in July 1996 under Curb Records and reached number 3 on the Billboard 200 and top spot on the Top Country Albums chart. 5 singles were born from the debut, including a fresh rendition of the classic Unchained Melody. Due to her age and maturity in her voice, critics deemed Blue an impressive collection of country songs. At 14 years old, LeAnn Rimes became the youngest artist to receive a Grammy Award for Best Female Vocal Performance and Best New Artist. Taking some of the recordings Rimes did with Norva Jack, Curb Records created a compilation, Unchained Melody, The Early Years. It was released in '97 and fed off of the success seen in the first album, especially with Rimes' cover of Mack's track. The compilation consisted of a range of song covers from Dolly Parton to the Beatles. And LeAnn Rimes once again struck a chord with many, and the release saw her reach yet another wave of recognition. In the same year, Rimes released her second studio album, You Light Up My Life, Inspirational Songs. Whilst this format of legendary covers remained, many considered the album to fall short of truly displaying Rimes' talent as a singer. Nonetheless, pop and contemporary Christian music genres integrated alongside the country sound brought a new approach for LeAnn's Rimes style and introduced her music to a new crowd of people. Within a year, LeAnn Rimes was back with country pop songs in Sittin' on Top of World. Produced once again by her father, Rimes was once again a favorite for country radio around the US. However, the album is marked as a shift into the contemporary pop world. The following self-titled album in 1999 would revisit the classic country sound, which many would compare to the singer Patsy Cline. It was a huge success. In the same year, Rimes paired with Elton John on the single Written in the Stars for the stage musical Aida. This pairing elevated LeAnn Rimes' name into a new realm away from the loyal country fan base. Crossing over into the new millennium, LeAnn Rimes plunged fully into creating pop music. She began with a handful of film soundtrack features, namely I Need You for Jesus and Can't Fight the Moonlight for Coyote Ugly. Rimes also featured on Coyote Ugly on screen too. Both film songs were hugely successful in both country and pop radio. Can't Fight the Moonlight especially became a hit for LeAnn Rimes and to this day remains one of her most known songs. Curb Records later released another compilation, I Need You, in order to satisfy the record contract obligations. Rimes herself came to disregard the album, yet its selling figures were good. In 2002, LeAnn Rimes would release her 5th studio album, Twisted Angel. Its sound morphed into a natural mixture of pop and R&B sensibility, which she had been gently incorporating into her work over the past few years. Critics saw the release as yet another indication of maturity, And the album marked a significant change where Rhymes' father was not a producer for the first time. Rather, LeAnn herself worked as a producer alongside a few well-regarded names. 2 years later, What a Wonderful World followed with a festive, light-hearted and nostalgic country vibe. Whilst the early 2000s marked Rhymes' career as a pop venture, the singer has never limited herself to just one label. This Woman in 2005 was a country album through and through, whilst its follow-up, Whatever We Wanna, delved into the gritty notes of pop rock. From 2007 onwards, LeAnn Rimes has released another 4 studio albums to much praise and healthy album sales. A retrospective EP named Reimagined came in 2018 and contained her most prominent singles in a re-recorded fashion. Reimagined further included a beautiful feature from Fleetwood Mac's Stevie Nicks on the track Borrowed. Apart from her musical career and occasional film appearances, LeAnn Rimes is active in the field of philanthropy. As a psoriasis sufferer, Rimes has embarked on a range of promotional work, including featuring in a PSA about the skin condition. She has also supported a range of other charities and causes, including Save the Children, Stand Up to Cancer, Music Cares, Elton John AIDS Foundation, Grammy Foundation, and Disabled American Veterans. She takes to social media to spread such awareness to her fans, incorporating her star persona with the causes closest to her heart. What has made LeAnn Rimes' career full of longevity and admiration comes from her distinctive voice. Often compared to the iconic singer Patsy Cline, Rimes has displayed a limitless ability to express emotional nuance through her vocals. She projects with power and shows a mature approach to vocal control. From pop and rock to country and contemporary Christian, LeAnn Rimes has a voice and songwriting style which shows immense versatility throughout her discography. It is in this freshness and ongoing approach to experimentation that has kept LeAnn Rimes as relevant as ever. You can check out the Carly of Spotify to listen to the original tracks of the artist. It's a curated playlist with the most popular songs.